Yes, once again.
Wait a minute. That is no way to start. We need a little bit more enthusiasm in that. Come on now.
This is the Maserati
You
show.
know,
Pay no attention to. Pay no attention to Ed McMahon over here. This is the Maserati show. And I shall start the way I want to start on my show. Because it is my show, the Maserati show.
You know what the page says for people watching on IGTV?
I don't care what the people say.
It actually says fall through the stoop. I'm looking at it right now. And it says fall through the stoop 216. And you know what's wild? If I go over here to Facebook, it's going to say the same thing.
So because,
and then if I go on Spotify, guess what it's going to say?
So because you don't know how to spell, you don't know how to spell the Maserati show.
All those different things. Did y'all like that plug though? Yes. I mean, I just gave y'all everything to find us on social media and streaming.
Welcome to Fall Through the Stoop with Ricky Rulers and Black Pepper Potts.
No, sir.
Okay.
That's light-skinned Larry on the Maserati show. He'll be
But everything says fall through the stoop 216.
He'll be singing a little song later on as our special musical guest.
I took my hat off.
Today we'll have a plethora of topics to give you people.
We do? I thought we only had like 3.
We only had like 3, but I came up with all of them, so we're going to say a plethora.
You said plethora.
Did you say Jesus?
I did. I spent a lot of time in church today.
Ah, okay.
Wow.
But let's not get into that just yet. You know why?
I think we should.
I don't think we should. Because we have a guest joining us.
All right. We're going to have the pastor, light-skinned Larry, go ahead and introduce himself.
Okay.
Well, now first, when you introduce yourself, make sure you think of everything you need to say so he doesn't cut you off.
All right. Larry H. Gardner, host of the Headline Eye on Nerve DJs Network, Wednesdays from 6 to 8. Also, host and creator of Headlines and Headaches on voiceradio.com, Fridays from 5 to 6 on the Nerve DJs Network, www.wnrv1081.com, and voiceradio.com.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
It's amazing how, when you do so much, all the details, like the name of the show.
Listen, I pooted, so I'm going to go ahead and like this again because I pooted a little bit.
Is that
so
what that
that's just disgusting.
I was wondering what that smell was.
That is disgusting.
I'm trying to blame it on the sage.
Blame it on the sage. Like blame it
I said a little bit. It's
like
just a little bit.
Rain, blame it on the sage.
Okay. And so, can I speak freely before we start? Can I speak?
You can say whatever you want to say.
Okay. All right. So I can cuss.
You can cuss.
All right. So.
That means Larry hasn't been tuning in.
Like the thing about it is, listen, hold on. I've been tuning in to Fall Through the Stoop, and I respect you, Black Pepper Potts, and I respect you. Talk your shit, Maz. So.
Okay, how about you get that out for
Don't burn us down.
Could you imagine it on live?
Really?
Could you imagine right here on live?
Too. There's a lot of people that want
you know what though? We would go
I'm trying to go viral. You know what? Y'all ever seen a thing where the dude shot himself in the leg trying to show people how to shoot a gun and he put the gun back in the holster and bam!
You know
he was like,
But you know what, Maz? If you did burn me up, I don't think some people would mind. Somebody probably would collect the insurance money right now.
You know what, Larry? I gotta throw a little shade in and give you a little color. All right, so what we have here, and it ain't nothing. My mother is like later than you.
It's like when white people say something offensive or racist, and they be like, "It's not no. I have a best friend."
I got a mixed baby. Don't worry. I only came out this complexion because my dad is like the black on. I'm like a black mixed kid.
Right.
It's what the fuck it is.
Right.
Light and dark mix and.
I gotta take a quote from Shannon Sharp yesterday. It's like, if you don't care about the black people's plight, like you don't have black friends, you just know black people. So
yeah, and it depends on the form of them caring. Because here's how I've been viewing it. Everything isn't everyone's path, right? Mm-hmm. So some people may be sympathetic. They may not know the steps to take to help, or it's just not their path to take. I feel like as long as you ain't fucking it up even more.
Right.
And I get it. It's like being neutral, but you're not neutral. You have a strong feeling towards it. It's just,
it depends.
You got your own thing to do and towards it.
Like, listen, I got a friend that's white, and she asked me to help her set up something for Juneteenth. Mm-hmm. And my biggest problem is I want to present it and ask for ideas, but I understand that once they see that it's a white woman that's trying to do something for Juneteenth, they're gonna have problems.
Can I ask, what she's
What?
doing, but not giving her away. Because, like, if she's doing something like nobody else is doing, maybe you shouldn't.
She doesn't know. She wants to
Oh,
put
she
something
just
together.
wants-
She's
she wants
asking.
She wants ideas.
Yeah.
But see, that's what I mean by something being somebody else's past.
Right.
I think she should come up with an idea, and you can maybe be like, I don't
no,
know
that's
if
not
you
gonna
should.
work. Cause whatever she come up with, somebody gonna be like, why is it gotta be this? Why don't they do
That's
this? Like,
anything you do.
Listen,
Like,
as long as there's no
anything
raisins
you
in
do.
the potato salad, I'm good with it. All right.
well, you know what I'm saying? Like, and when I talk to her, cause we're supposed to meet, and I'm like, I'll probably ask because, you want it to be, something that's different because it's Juneteenth. It's something
Right.
that we don't see celebrations
Right.
of like that. So I want it to be like, what I'm saying? Like whatever, like maybe fireworks and maybe you get some type of performers or something out there, and it'd be like a carnival, not a carnival, but like a fair or something like that. You go out there, people selling stuff that they
African
want to.
drummers.
Well,
I mean,
I would say yes, but I don't know if we
You
would
don't
have
know.
African drummers or not. But I don't know. Like I would ask for help on the situation.
We're partially still in the pandemic, so it's depending on the social distancing.
Hey.
They don't care about that.
Okay.
They got
Depending
bars
on where
open.
you go and what you doing.
Dude, they got bars open.
I'm
Openly
just
drinking,
saying.
neck boom and boom.
Yeah,
I'm
a
just
lot of places, once you walk in the door, you take the mask off.
Right.
Yeah.
Like big business ain't doing it. Like if you go to Applebee's, you gonna have to properly walk around there with your mask
Right.
on.
Yeah.
You go to a local joint.
I went to. Speaking of restaurants, my uncle James had an 80th birthday party, and we went to Texas de Brazil, this steak place up here in Woodmere. And we did have masks on, but when they put us in a room, it was a party room, and it was like there was really no social distancing, especially when the meat came
Even
around.
with the elderly though,
Yeah.
now that's interesting.
Yeah, it was like it
But
was.
wasn't it like mostly family there?
Yeah, mostly
Well,
family.
I think a lot of people, because I had to film a couple funerals today. And, when it's mostly family, I ain't really practicing social distancing
Right.
and all
I
that.
went to a fucking strip club and the bitch's booty hole
Well,
was right here.
yeah. Same.
So, and she was not family, trust me.
I thought
Same,
crosses was
because-
burned down, and I'm like, oh, I'm revealing my
And you're
age.
right, because I did too, and it was just like.
Man,
let
you
me
went to
go
a strip
there.
club?
Yeah,
A woman's strip club.
yeah, one my personal. I
Okay.
just haven't been to one in Ohio. But let's not get into all our all our stories to tell because
You got to pass.
we were supposed to discuss Larry's topic first, so I don't even want to put that shine on me right now.
All right, here's the thing. Now, we've seen a couple of things like Dante Wright, who got killed by the white police officer. Dante Wright, who got killed by the white woman police officer who mistaked her taser for a gun, which is some bullshit. Also, the guy that was pepper sprayed, the black army guy that was pepper sprayed by the two white police officers. And the other incident was the white guy, Jonathan Petlin, bitch motherfucker, excuse me, that attacked the little black dude just walking in his neighborhood. But the protesters came to his
Front door.
like loaded, like
Right.
it was
Don't
like
mind me, we got some audio playing over here at this point.
okay.
Oh no, everybody gonna see the tag I didn't take off.
Okay, so the thing about it is that if you attack, this is how it should be. Jonathan Petlin, if you attack one of us, everybody should be at your front door. And the thing about it is, like, them bros look like they was released from Cell Block 6. Somewhere like, and they look like they was about to barbecue,
I would have.
pass his wife around like a punch a joint or a blunt. They look like they was ready to get down.
Yeah, do it. If you gonna do it big.
Right.
Without the barbecue, I'd have had a line dance going on, the electric
Spades
slide.
playing, bid wins tournaments. And shit.
I'd have been Rick James. Nigga, fuck your grass, nigga. Fuck your grass.
Fuck your grass.
I'd been fucking shit up.
And the dude, and then here's the thing, the dude he was harassing looked like he can play like, 2K all day. He wasn't threatening. He wasn't like he was like a little cat. And the thing about it is, like, Petlin is this big Marine, and his chief officer is a black guy. And they said the Army does not condone that shit. Pretty much saying it on Twitter, doesn't condone it. And he's about to be either demoted or dishonorably discharged because he was arrested. And somebody told me, if you do something, if you're in the armed forces, you can't even get a damn traffic ticket or get arrested for anything Otherwise, you're going to be demoted to something. They find
if
they find out.
Oh, you mean there's
there's
a consequence also within.
Right.
Okay.
There's a consequence, like civil consequences. Because the armed forces, they got laws that are a little bit different from you and I.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like they have their own separate lawyers and things. Because they got their own court system.
Right.
They judge each other.
Exactly.
They freaking judge each other.
And I think shout out to Christopher McNeil, one of the attorneys who deals with Black Lives Matter, who got a settlement for the guy that got beat up in Euclid by the white cop, the black guy. He got him like a nice little amount of change. He said that that Army Green Dick is going to fuck that dude. I mean, pretty much saying it because that's what's going to happen. And I'm just being frank. I don't care who listening because I'm this frank on both my shows because of the simple fact of the matter is I got to tell the real. As far as content creation, you just got to tell the real. And that's probably why I started, because I want to tell the real. Period.
Well, I mean, it's just always been weird.
How about if you light skin, dark skin,
brown skin? Facts. We all have faced some form of discrimination, and God. I think it's messed up to be in the military and fight for this country, whichever way. Even if you're somebody sitting behind a desk, if you're working for the military in any way, shape, or form, you're still help defend this country.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna minimize your job by saying you're not the one on the field, and then to have that happen. But this isn't new. We can go back to Nam. In the 60s, draft time, y'all went over there, we won't go into conspiracy theories, but we know that our men went over there, and a lot of them didn't come back. And even when you came back, look what you came back to. Because while you were over there, you had the murders of Malcolm X.
Martin Luther King.
And Martin Luther King. And I bring that up to say, one day I thought about that, and I realized how messed up it was that so many black men weren't here that were willing to hold a gun and fight when that happened. What would it be? How would we have actually responded to the murders of Malcolm X and Martin if they had actually been home? Has anyone ever considered that shit?
No way.
There were so many of y'all not even here. Matter of fact, they got the news while they were over there.
Right.
I don't know how y'all helped self-restraint not to go the fuck off on your sergeant or whoever was in charge just because of that just happened and I just got trained how to use all these weapons.
Right.
And I'm honestly amazed to be. But yeah, y'all weren't here. Who knows what the outcome of that would have actually been.
Just think if the murders, the thing about it is, we're going, everybody went off on George Floyd, the protests and riots. When we saw George Floyd get murdered by Derek Chauvin, by the way, who should rot in hell for the rest of his life. I don't care how the verdict's supposed to come out next week.
Okay.
But how would we have reacted if our leaders were if Martin and Malcolm in the social media age now, if they were killed? How would America?
I mean, shit, Larry, that's what was happening then.
Yeah.
I mean,
so if you're gonna ask that question, you already gotta answer. You gotta look back to history. More people have to look back to history for your answers of what's happening right now and what can possibly
Pennsylvania,
happen.
I think there was when Martin Luther King got assassinated, there was a town in Pennsylvania that was completely wrecked. And then, what about...
everywhere had small little things that went off. There was pop-offs. New York was a major one. I mean, but I hate to say it because I understand people want to have a violent response to something violent, right? Because that's what the fuck it is. So I don't put down protesters and things like that because this ain't our shit. Fuck it up. I don't care because we don't own anything.
Actually...
Partially, we own the land.
We don't own the land.
Okay.
We built the motherfucker now.
But we don't own the land.
But here's the thing.
And we do not create law for people to abide by that live on the land.
Here's the thing. I think my sister Sharisa said, we built this shit.
Yeah.
The White House, what did Michelle Obama say? The White House was built off the back of slaves. That is true. America was built off the back of slaves. So if we want to wreck this bullshit, we have every right to, because we ain't get paid our ancestors get paid to build this shit in the first place. So if we ever, I hate to say it like that, because there should be a peaceful way, but there's also a peaceful way to arrest African American people. You do it with Dylan Roof, kill 9 people in the church that was praying. He gets fucking Burger King. That's bullshit to me.
My thing is this: if you go tear it up, direct it to the right areas.
Right.
Like don't riot in your neighborhood.
You're not gonna get through.
Listen.
You're not gonna get through.
Listen. If I'm not saying go to a neighborhood and be like, oh,
you need to go to that police officer's neighborhood that did it. I get what you said, but I'm telling you is you ain't gonna get through. They gonna turn your ass right back the fuck around.
You will get through.
You gotta get through.
Listen,
they kill presidents.
As easy, yeah. They didn't popped off.
You can fucking behind Brexville.
You can do it. Y'all just ain't tried. Try it and see. Prove us wrong.
Yeah,
you just can't. Try it and see.
You can't go.
Who has tried to shoot?
You can't do it directly.
Who has tried to shoot George Zimmerman? Be honest. This nigga went on tour.
Yeah.
A signing Skittles tour. And he's still walking around. Y'all will kill everybody else, and then this nigga's walking around and y'all mad about that. Kill Zimmerman. Shoot that nigga. Y'all sitting up here letting all this shit ride. I see videos all the time. People will shoot a police officer. Y'all let dudes stay on George Floyd's neck, and then he just walking off and this little job and shit. Shoot his ass. Next time you see him pull you over, be like, that's the nigga.
I mean, we like recording all day is fine, but here's the thing:
sacrifice yourself. They gonna shoot you, but you gonna shoot him.
I think,
and that's the thing. Nobody wants to be the sacrifice.
Nobody wants.
Nobody wants to be the sacrifice.
I gotta go to work
in the
morning.
Because I know I don't.
You know what? You say that.
I'm gonna just be honest.
You say that, but you gotta understand something. When some shit happen, and you see yourself in a shootout with the police, you're putting yourself out there, and you're gonna be that sacrificial lamb anyway, because you gonna get killed. There's no way you feel like you with your one gun is about to shoot at these police officers and get away scot fucking free and ain't shit gonna happen. No, they're gonna shoot you. Right. You already know that. So if you go do it, then make sure you make it worth it. Yeah. Don't shoot at them cops. They try to make it home to their family.
Disclaimer. This is the opinion of Maserati Miyagi. Talk your shit, man.
Listen, if anybody disagrees with me shooting the dude that kneeled on George Floyd's neck,
all I'm saying is I don't think you might want to directly write the show. All right.
Right, y'all can write
the show.
Write me.
Don't write the show.
Write me.
To go and do.
Write me. If
you know what?
Write me.
You know what?
Write me.
You know what?
Write me.
People gonna blame my ass anyway, so just go ahead and just inbox
Larry.
Inbox Larry Gardner.
Don't do it.
Larry Gardner on Facebook. Larry go to 3131 on IG. Go ahead and do it. Thank you.
Don't inbox the show. Or them.
If you don't feel, if you got a problem with me saying go out there and shoot George Zimmerman, inbox me.
Yeah.
If you got a problem with
Zimmerman's not even a cop. Zimmerman was just some punk ass bitch running around with Trayvon.
Okay, so we can get into my subject now.
Go ahead.
My subject is I was watching this show. I believe it's on Netflix because I think I tagged you. I know I tagged you. I was really hurting. I wanted to tag so many people because it spoke for creators, creators that post on social media and upload for streaming need to understand what's happening. But also because we're black, we're facing more discrimination when it comes to algorithms. If anyone doesn't know what algorithms is, it's where you get your information. When you see an ad pop up and you've already searched something, say you went to Walmart website and you searched something, but then you hop on Facebook and suddenly you're getting an advertisement for that thing you searched. That's the best way I can define algorithms.
I thought it was just me.
Well, no, I'm telling you. Oh, okay, so you don't even. Okay,
yeah,
I've had this discussion about algorithms with people for like a month and a half now, and they're so unaware. And I'm gonna just toss this because I don't want to forget. You also need to understand data is like the most valuable thing right now because of how much money you can make off of people's information. So when it comes to algorithms, what you're looking at is a collection of everything you do constantly, damn near 24/7. Anytime you pick that phone up, it's collecting an algorithm of when you pick that phone up. It's collecting an algorithm of what time you've hopped on a social media app. It knows where you're going, while you're headed there, when you get there, and when you leave. All this information gets collected. So that's like the best way I can describe algorithms for people to just know what the fuck algorithms do. Now, this show was called Cold Bias, and it started with this black I hate to call her girl because she's actually a woman, but she's
Right.
like in college, so she's really, you know, to me, she's
Young woman.
Right, young woman. There you go. And she's actually a student at MIT, and she was working on a project that needed to include facial recognition.
Right.
And facial recognition is, you know, it's the algorithms for what your face is, okay? So all these little different things that artificial intelligence can recognize, and wherever they send it off to, facial scans when you're walking somewhere, you may not even know you're being scanned. And this probably sounds like some conspiracy shit to some people that don't know this is happening, because here in America, we don't really put that information out. If you have someplace like China, they know.
Right.
And if anyone doesn't know, the way China works is, man, it's like a credit based on how you go through life. If you talk about the government, there's some jobs you won't be able to get.
Right.
And they know they're monitored like this. They know that censorship exists on them. But here in America, we kind of know. We know, you know, they hear our phone calls or they can tap in. But we got the same shit going that they got over there. And it may be shit even worse because you got places like Russia use it and just off your ass. But anyway, what her project was for facial recognition, and she needed to use software that already existed in order to finish her project. And what happened was the freaking facial recognition would not recognize her face. It's like she did not exist. And what she did was she put this white mask on. Not a white person mask, literally a white mask.
Or makeup?
No, it was a mask.
A mask.
But it wasn't like an impersonation mask.
It was just
like a costume. It was a costume, but not, you know, to look like a white person.
Mm-hmm.
It was the color white. So within it, it still had thinner lips, thinner nose, small, you know, how majority of non-people of color look.
Right, non-people of color.
So what happened was she puts this mask on and it instantly recognizes her face. And she's like, what the fuck?
Right.
So here's how deep this goes. There's already been things happening in Congress over facial recognition, because what's happening to people of color is we become discriminated all over again because of what so many companies use this software for. I don't know if y'all know this, but Amazon came under fire by her because of something that she put out. I believe it was the New York Times, don't quote me on that, had posted it and put it out there and said, hey, your facial recognition has been denying people of color jobs. Because why? The people that design the fucking facial recognition is white males.
Just like everybody else.
So what we are about to experience is another fucking form of racism. Because also within that, the police use facial recognition.
Right.
Now they held off on using Amazon facial recognition. It was supposed to June 10th. It was set for a year. Now I'm not updated on whether or not it's changed, but it's set to expire June 10th. Guess what? It's gonna go back to them using the fucking facial recognition system that they knew was already discriminating against us.
First of all, that, you know, as far as the algorithms, you know, that goes into getting foot traffic. Because I noticed the same thing when I, like, for instance, PPP. The payment protection program loan or whatever, the grant or whatever. After you to like this company, after you type in your information with this company, you know, then it's like all of a sudden there's an ad on your Facebook or your IG saying, hey, or they send you stuff via you get your email. I got so many spam emails, it's ridiculous. I'm trying to delete.
Oh, it gets deeper.
Yeah.
You want more information? Because I got it.
What's up?
So also, remember the housing discrimination that black people faced back in like the 50s and 60s? Guess what? You're going to get targeted with those ads because they know that you can't actually afford this shit, but they want you to go in on a home that you're going to have to forfeit the fuck up anyway. Why? Because then you're going to be in fucking debt. So now we're about to go right on back to the shit that we already did.
This shit happened in 2006.
Well, they brought that up too. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you're being targeted with that advertisement because they know you can't. But they're going to put it in your face as though you fucking can.
Like, oh yeah, you can.
I'm going to tell y'all, listen.
Oh, you're going to have like $80 million in down payment.
I'm gonna tell y'all this. In 2003, I purchased my first home. I worked at McDonald's. I worked at McDonald's. They gave me a home in 2000.
We got a green light to say for that.
Listen, understand what I'm telling y'all. I'm 23 years old. I purchased my first home.
Ooh, that's like the second time you made your real age. Go ahead.
So you gotta understand. They knew what they were. This is called predatory lending, where they know you can't afford this home, and what they're gonna do is in the paperwork they tell you, oh yeah, they gonna raise your shit after a while. You ain't gonna be able to afford it. You can afford it now, barely, but if you want a home, if you want a $200,000 home, we can give it to you. Great rate, everything. Go ahead and pay it. And then when your shit up, and it's about 5 years in, and you see your shit shoot on up like $900, you'll be like, what the fuck going on?
I'm gonna go ahead and add to that. If anybody has been watching them on Prime Video, because they kind of touched on that with the black couple moving into East Compton when it was white, and they were the first black couple in there. And the scenario with that is, what happened was the price, the markets went up because everybody started selling their fucking house. So the fucking real estate agent was like, bet.
Right.
They purposely did this though. I'm not saying this was a thing that happened. Because on the show, and I'm sorry for anybody that hasn't seen it, on the show, and I'm speaking to things that actually happened. Like, these are historical facts.
Right,
so, like, I'm giving a spoiler, but you should actually know that this shit, like, really took place. They had the police involved.
I take you a step further.
Right, well,
actual
the police
facts.
was like, nah, we gonna make sure this black couple stay here because they work with the fucking...
Listen, actual facts.
Actual
facts.
That's real historical shit.
Actual facts of what happened.
Go ahead, Maz.
There's a movie called The Banker, which a lot of y'all probably didn't watch. Go watch the movie. It's pretty much this.
Right.
Two people, black, went in. They started trying to purchase all this property. So what they did was, because it was back in like the 50s or 60s or something like that, they got a white guy that didn't know shit. Had him look like he was the head of this company. But it was the two black guys that was doing all the work behind the scenes. He was just the guy that was in front going to the meetings or whatever. They purchased and paid me 100 properties. Ended up getting a bank at a certain point, a fucking bank. And didn't anything happen until somebody started to question who that white guy's partners was. And once they found out it was black, all of a sudden, everything went wrong. They tricked him into getting a certain purchase in a certain bank. They did him wrong. Like, if y'all watch this, I don't want to give away the movie.
There's another one. You just reminded me of something. One of my favorite movies by Whoopi Goldberg called The Associates. She was an investor, stockbroker. She was trying to get her own clients. She couldn't get her own clients. She made up a white dude by the name of John Cuddy. Looked like one of them George Washington.
She got the double whammy because she black and female.
She black and female. And the thing about it is like, you know, it was like everybody wanted to find this dude, like this John Cuddy dude. She ended up putting this, and they tried to put a pregnancy on this cat, knowing that. When she finally revealed herself, she walked around and took all her shit off. The mask, everything, and it showed that it was her. And everybody started to faint. Like, because they didn't know, like, it sounds like the thing about it is like you have to sometimes, to make it, unfortunately, you have to put a white face on the company so people can do business with you. You get more clients that way. And the thing about it is what you said about, you know, people moving in Compton, real estate people make 20-30% off the homes they sell. The higher the home is, the higher the commission is.
Nah, I can't remember how she said it because the real estate agent was a female. She was a white female.
Right.
And when this all started, and this still speaks to historical facts, I can't remember what she told them, but she was like, hey, you don't actually have to do this. If you actually just do this without bullshitting them, you can make the same amount of money or more.
Right.
More money.
More money.
They was like, no, we just want to fuck black people.
America ain't nothing but a racist capitalist society.
Yeah, but that's crazy though. You'd rather be more racist than make more money. You'd rather be racist than make more money. That's wild. That is so fucking wild.
That's why. Remember Tulsa? Remember Black Wall Street? Black people weren't bothering nobody back in the 50s, and the white folks said, you know what? These niggas is making too much money. We should have never gave you niggas money and tear that shit up.
It ain't about you making so much money. We ain't making the money off of you.
Right.
We're making this money and we're not getting any of it.
Exactly.
hits what we're looking at now with fucking rock
Right.
and shit.
With why you think alcohol was illegal? Why do you think what does Malcolm X say? When they put a government seal on it,
Well,
that's when the government
that's true.
start making money off of it.
And also politics.
Mm-hmm.
So if politics come into play, they'll make something illegal in order to run a campaign and for elections and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's illegal, making marijuana illegal.
Right.
And what happened? Black people got blamed for that. We were the criminals. It went through, it wasn't hip hop, it was jazz.
Right.
So the jazz artists used to smoke weed. And because jazz was already looked at as being like that illegal kind of bad music. Kids shouldn't be listening to this. And yeah, they got blamed for that. They got looked at as the criminal. So to me, that's when I feel like the drug war really started.
The thing about it,
That's when, because
they weren't doing shit to them rock stars. Ozzy Osbourne getting high, biting heads all bad, and pigeons. What the fuck? It's just you gotta look at the cycle. Different kind of drugs.
Different kind of drugs.
Cycle all the way around.
I mean, what do you mean when you say the war on drugs? Because when they started talking about the war on drugs is when they officially, America started being drug dealers. That's when they officially was, that's the whole premise of this show, Snowfall, that's on now. That's when they fucking went out there and was like, hey, listen, we're going to go out here and we're going to get the best price on these drugs. We're going to sell them to you black people. And then we're going to put you out there and then, yes.
No, that was the fun of war.
That was the fun. How did they do it though?
Oh man!
And then
I can't sit here and talk about that one because I can't give you all. I promise to goodness gracious, it was to fund a war. The funding for it did not get approved through Congress.
How did they fund
that
it?
Shit got funded by us buying fucking crack in the 80s.
Drugs. That's what I said. And when did they start saying there was a war on drugs?
All right, let me give you
during that.
But what I'm saying is, you had a war on drugs amongst black people back with the prohibition and shit like that when they made legal weed.
They were saying when it officially said we're having a war on drugs was Reagan when he was like, "There's a war on drugs." Before that. Then nobody was like, "Oh, it's a war on drugs."
Right. Okay.
They just didn't say it.
They didn't say it. I mean, shit. And there wasn't such thing until they actually say it. When they mention it, that's when people be like, "Now it's
shit for me to know what the fuck you're doing."
Let me go.
That's when it's official. When they put a name on it, that's when we like, "We gotta stop drugs." If they don't say it,
they don't have to say it.
You know what? The reason why the government, the Reagan administration, let's go back. We had an interview on Voice with Rick Ross, not the rapper, the actual drug dealer, the actual dude that was pushing millions and millions of dollars. You know where his money went? The Iran-Contra affair. You know the government was funding that to set up the Contras and stuff like that. Ross and his associates had to do 20 years to life. After they finished, all right, you're gonna sell this. You're gonna give us a percentage. But once we're finished with you, we're going to take it all. Throw your ass in jail, blame you for this shit, and have somebody take the fall. Ollie North took the fall too.
With that one, though. I mean, they've been doing that to the mob.
Yeah, pretty much. So when he told us that, and it was like how deep this shit goes, it's like they use drug money to fend the war in Iran and the Contras and give them all the results and stuff like that.
A freaking trinity, man. You get the political, the people that making the money off of you going to war.
That's what they want you to believe. They sit up here like it's a wrong drug.
And the political also comes in and you taking over another country. Look at what happened to Colombia. Shit.
They shot him.
I bet you know what I hate because I started.
They shot Escobar in the face.
I was just about to say I started watching Narcos all over again. And I'm like, yo, y'all gotta stop. Man, we gonna get banned. Y'all gotta stop letting America come in and dictate your fucking government. Because what's crazy is y'all was making so much money off of America.
Right.
Y'all country could have been dope as fuck, right? Mm-hmm. I get it. America's big as fuck. I wouldn't really want to go up against them either. But time and time again, they step in and they say, no, do this way. And they're in control. Or they're going to come snatch up your resources. And then you pour. Look, and then what happens? We get the fucking infomercials, right? For us to donate.
Right.
The shit they fucked up.
Right. You can feed this kid for 15 cents a day.
I mean,
you fucked this shit up.
You did this shit.
And you taxing the money I made to even fucking donate.
Right, and here's the crazy.
That's a business.
America's
America's a business.
It's a corporation.
It's just business.
You know,
it's just business.
You make it like the thing about
I know, but if you say it out loud,
it's a business.
It's like, wait a minute.
That's a business.
There's money.
It sounds like every
there's
successful
money
business
to be made off of bloodshed.
That's what you have.
Why do you think funeral homes are in big business? There's money to be made off of bloodshed. If there was not money to be made off of guns, there wouldn't be any drugs. There wouldn't be any. And somebody higher than us is getting the money and getting paid, and they put their kids through college off of the mob. When they made their money, what do you think their kids did? Their kids didn't follow in their footsteps. They put their kids through law school.
Yeah.
Celebrezzi, why is Celebrezzi my attorney? Because his dad was a mobster in Youngstown. That's why. They ain't like
shit, the casino.
Right, all
shit,
that.
the Kennedys.
Oh.
We ain't gonna
shit.
There's a whole ass show about the Kennedys.
We can do a whole matter of fact, we can do a whole last show why they denounced the fact that the mob even existed, but then they was like, well, the Black Panthers exist, and we gotta shut them down. Like, why did
shit? We can do a whole show while the mob get glorified in movies, but the Black Panthers
get vilified.
Right.
Because most of their political influences were being paid by Cosa Nostra, the mob, and things of that nature.
I mean,
if you ever look at every single Goodfellas, Wise Guys, even the damn Sopranos, one of my favorite songs.
I was about to say I enjoy the fuck out of that shit too.
What?
I'm not even saying that. It's just I know.
But you know how how
I
that
see
system
you
works.
like you. Yeah, no, I've watched all those movies a million times. But
shit.
I don't
disagree with what they did. We got American Gangster,
right.
You know?
Even when mobsters went to jail, they were treated like freaking royalty. In this like side of the cell looked like a mansion inside there. Got the little rug and the fireplace, all that.
I mean, they was in there living it up.
Right. I mean, in real life, you had Griselda. What's her name? Griselda. They said that this chick was actually having visits where she was allowed to go into a side room and have sex. This is in real life. You in prison?
So,
they walk you. They said she had on jewelry and a nice outfit and shit.
That's the kind of criminal I gotta be, though, right? Because I'm not about to end up in jail and not be comfortable and not have some shit to come home to. Because otherwise, what the fuck is the point?
I mean, I told y'all to do that with scamming. I said do scamming. I was like, why do you sell drugs and have a chance of doing 20 years when you can do scamming and get 3 years? JT did 3 years. We know JT from the City Girls. 3 years for scamming. It's 3 fucking years, and you still coming home with that money because they can't get all of that money. They can't get all that Bitcoin.
Right, because according to reports, see, the scamming, it's a white-collar crime, and if you deal drugs on the corner, you're killing somebody inadvertently by helping them put stuff in their system where they're dying on the street, like, you know, what is that, fentanyl, things of that nature.
Wait till y'all go out. Wait till y'all start, like, really go out. Next time y'all go out to Vegas, Florida, Atlanta, go to those clubs, strike a conversation with those people in VIP and find out what they do. Because everybody with them chains, they're not all rappers. They're scammers. They're making tons of fucking money scamming. People have documentaries about scamming.
Instagram models ask you for cash apps.
It's amazing that people still, like, when it first started and people fell for it, okay. But we were so many years into this now, I'm just like, yo, why are y'all still falling for shit like that?
Because it probably still work. I still be like, you got a Chase account?
Yeah.
Send me your information.
I'm sure it does.
You got a Huntington account? Send me your information.
I wonder if it's more so hackers than it is scammers. Because so much of our information easily gets passed. I mean, you can put your phone up to the thing now just to check out at the cashier. Somebody should be able to snatch that shit out together.
Yeah, I got an alert.
So I really wonder how much of it is hacking versus scamming.
Here's the thing.
It's the same.
All right.
You can go into the black web. As a scammer, you go into the black web because somebody's already hacked into somebody's shit. So they all have all your information in the black,
and you pay
the black
for
web.
that.
You pay for that, and then you do whatever it is your scam is.
Right.
I can show you how to do it.
So by scam, I meant getting someone to do something for you to earn the money versus taking it. That's what what I'm thinking of as far as scamming.
Mm,
So like, okay,
combination
so like back with the banks, they used to send this thing around to people saying, hey, you won this amount of money, but you have to
Right.
deposit it in your account
Yeah.
and send it back to us, send us a portion. But of course the check is no good and it just bounces off the people's account. That's what I'm saying. Like, people are doing a cause for them to get something is what I think of scamming.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you hack it.
Combination of
I mean,
scamming, hacking, but like it's a different
They probably do
it's
both,
a different
you
way
know.
of stealing people's money.
Yeah.
It's stealing people's money and getting something off of somebody.
Yeah, but
and
they
saying
criminal
that,
gonna always find a way.
I mean, listen.
Shit, and sometimes the security company is the criminal to make you pay more for security. Go ahead.
I know a lady that said that her mother got scammed by some dude like in Africa pretending to be an old white man, and he was like, send me $15,000, and they was in love, and but the old lady had never met the guy.
Right.
And I was like, she was really gonna send him $15,000 to her
Yeah.
just off some love that she never met him.
Some people
More men fall for that shit.
I would do it. I use Ricky's face and dude, and
Good
you
luck.
be pimping Ricky. You be pimping yo. You would be
That's
pimping.
so fucked up.
You be pimping Black Pepper Punch.
That's
That's
so
what that would be. That's some mean stuff.
That's fucked up.
She
I'm
got
gonna get a cut though.
she got a couple picks up that I'll be like, yeah, I'm
I
gonna
need
use
a
that. This gonna be
cut.
her main
I
pick.
need a cut. Do I get a cut?
Yeah, I give you a little
How much?
10%.
How much?
10%.
No, I need
No,
more.
see,
I mean, I'm letting you in on the
She
goddamn
don't-
it. I'm taking a risk. You ain't doing shit.
So
but having
I'll
to
just
do it up.
one day die and no longer post pictures, and then what? You just gonna keep recycling? Like,
Recycle them
You
same
gonna
pictures.
recycle the same picture. Find somebody new, knowing him.
I'm not having that conversation. I was about to say something.
It's so many.
All right,
It's so many broke females out there. It'd be females like, oh, I want to do it. Use my picture and do the same thing. I'm like, I got you in.
You mean a $40
You
host?
know what?
It's a lot of. It's a lot of hoes out there. Not right now though. 'Cause I talked about that on my page. Like, I'm nervous.
That's what I was about to say.
We need to have
You
a
had
topic about that.
You had a topic.
I did have a topic, but
Right.
I'm gonna change my topic because
Uh-oh.
it's a lot of this free fucking money going around.
Right.
Because I'm gonna say this. Shit like this don't really happen where somebody say, hey man, such and such is going up, and everybody invest in this stock and all, and it's making
Right.
everybody money.
Exactly.
The world don't work like that. And then they talking about, hey, we're giving people out a loan that's forgivable. I'm like, y'all are promoting a loan that people aren't
When
gonna pay back.
I say what?
Then they like, we're gonna give you a stimulus check too.
Right.
There's
Ain't
some
it scary?
stipulations for that.
I'm glad you said it. I'm
There's
glad
stipulations.
somebody
You gotta
else said it.
show this information, that information.
Nah.
and that
What he's
information.
saying is black people making too much money right now.
Yeah, like
I'm just
for
flat out say
us,
what the fuck he's saying.
for us, they don't give
We're
us more money
investing
like
in
that.
stocks, Bitcoin, all this shit.
Stimulus
It's
money.
stimulus
Well,
money.
okay.
Democrats they gave what? Single parents money
Man.
for just having kids?
Right.
What the fuck?
They don't give us money like that.
But
It
here's-
ain't
Thank you.
never been
But
like
it-
that.
This
here's
feels
the
more
thing,
like
though.
no wait. Let me just say this.
Go
I'm gonna
ahead.
let you have it. This feels more like the end of times than fucking Corona. Go ahead.
The end of times.
Yes.
Book of Revelations.
Something. Why are y'all
is.
being so nice?
It is the Book of Revelations. Shit gonna come up from the sea boiling.
Why are y'all being so goddamn
well,
nice?
You know,
No.
some people who get some people who may get the second or third shot of the COVID-19 might grow an arm and a leg
I
or
done broke
something.
the goddamn leg.
Extra. Yeah, I got one for you here. Shit.
No, for real though. I'm
Yeah.
glad you said it.
We was too far in debt.
Cats,
Yeah.
cats and dogs dancing with each other. Everybody singing
Man,
Kumbaya
listen.
and shit.
No, listen.
Chickens is dancing on
Listen.
the roof and shit. Yeah.
Listen,
Something right.
Listen,
Something right.
we were already in debt into numbers I didn't know existed. They was talking about $300 trillion in debt. And they like, then we go,
Cool though.
China.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't give a
To
fuck.
China. Oh no, it matters. But
It
go
matters.
Well, I'm
ahead.
America. I'm from
German.
America.
No, fam, it matters.
Listen,
It-
and once they start
it matters.
passing bills talking about we're gonna introduce a new $500 trillion bill, and then we're gonna give you guys another stimulus. You like, yeah, let's do it. And then next month we're gonna give you another stimulus for another $600 trillion. Like,
Wait a
wait,
minute.
So I have a question.
Other
for those-
countries have been doing the stimulus ever since the pandemic broke out. They've been giving.
Wait, don't compare us to other countries. Don't compare us to other
But
countries.
the right, what he said.
No, because Canada is different. I want to go to Canada.
Why?
Free health care, like
Thank you.
Canada,
Right, you got
Yeah.
countries
Greenland.
Yes.
already treating their citizens good.
Good, right. We just now starting to catch up to these.
Nah, fuck
We ain't
that.
catching up to
Fuck
shit.
Fuck that, nigga. This
This is America. This is America. America has stolen everything we've ever had.
This shit is sauce, yo.
We stole our. Listen, we got mad that they listen. These. Let me explain to y'all. Here's a quick history lesson. Some white people decided to come over here and say, look at all this free land these people have over here.
Right.
They killed off the people that were native to the land so they can have the land free, for free. And then they said, we don't want people overseas telling us what to do. We want our freedom from Britain. And then they said, we want our fucking freedom from Britain to bring blacks over here. And then say, now you're going to work for us for free.
400 years.
And then when they got to a point where they just had to let us have our freedom, then they was like, but we're going to set up laws to make sure that you still really don't have your freedom.
Exactly.
You don't really have, like, if you get caught and you don't hold property.
With a checks and balances.
Bitch, I was working for free. Where am I going to get property from? Now if I get arrested and I don't have property, I go to jail
pretty much.
and work for free again.
2 + 2 is 4, Moss.
No, this country don't do that. Our country don't do that. We don't do that.
Everybody should be suspicious.
We don't do that.
You know why that people don't want to talk about the end of times? Because it's scary to them. It's scary.
That ain't it.
Scary.
That ain't it. Y'all motherfuckers happy and distracted.
Yeah.
You don't even see what the fuck is happening. Somebody's just throwing money at you and you're like,
Yeah, people on my status, they was like, shit, I don't know what's wrong with you. Free money, free money. I don't know what's up with you, young man.
I'm over here taking it, but I'm like still like, nah.
You can take it, but I
take
just
every single. Listen, if you're an African American, especially an African American woman like yourself, take every single benefit because they've been screwing y'all for years. So
listen, I'm not gonna say that.
No, wait. Let me respond to that because the thing is, I'm not spending all of it.
Right.
I'm enjoying a little bit of life, you know.
Yeah.
Making things easier for me as being a parent for so long.
Right.
You know, it's a little bit. It's weight lifted off my shoulders. So. Yeah.
But here's what you gotta do. Here's what you should do.
I'm still stashing.
Here's what you gotta do.
Well, you can save it.
Be smart. Be smart about this shit. If you're gonna get some money for free, figure out a way to make money off that money. Because if they come to you and say, hey, you got that money and you said X, Y, and Z and the contract says this, be able to be like, oh, here's your money back.
Here's your money back.
Here's your money back. If you get a PPP loan, start paying that money. Don't just be like, oh, it's forgivable. Start paying that money back because they'll come to you and be like, well, you lied on such and such. Be like, but I'm paying on the loan just to increase my credit. But if you want your money back, here's your money. Because by the time they ask for it, you done already made, you know what I'm saying? You done already made some money off the money. You can be like, I'm cool.
Okay.
Take your money back.
Take care of your bills and stuff.
So we got a few minutes, and I hope I can turn this into a discussion, right? Off of what you said. Because I was on a conspiracy theory show, Lake Erie Theory, a couple weeks ago, right?
Brandon X.
Right. Shout out to Brandon X. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. And what happened was, I'm now wanting to talk about this in a different light, right? So we know back when Trump was in office, prisons were privatized, right? And what you had was, I'm gonna say a change in immigration. Because what Trump did wasn't always not there. And what I'm saying is when they were just arresting everyone they could that was trying to cross the border, right? Now, when Obama was in office, y'all know I got personal feelings about Obama, but I will say this. It was more so going after criminals that were immigrants.
Right.
That was the focus. Trump got in office. He didn't actually change anything. He just said, hey, this already exists, so go get everybody.
Pretty much.
This is what happened, right? But because of that, there's so many different detention centers that got built, right? So when we sitting here being all suspicious and like, what's gonna happen with so many people get money and shit like that? Here's my conspiracy. I feel like those detention centers can easily be turned into prisons because they were set up like prisons anyway. But because I don't know enough about Bitcoin, like one of y'all would have to tell me, could they get y'all for like tax evasion on Bitcoin and virtual shit?
If they want to.
Wait. Let me say this.
If they want to, you go ahead.
It's a stock like anything else. They're gonna send, like, I can show you my stock thing where they send me a 1099 form. You have to pay money on that money that you made. You don't make free money in America. They're gonna tax you. They tax you. Listen, you go to work You go to work every day. You may make whatever you make every day. They tax you for that. Then when you spend that money, they're going to tax you for that. And at the end of the year, they're going to be like, "Hey, how much money did you pay in taxes? Because you may have to pay a little more taxes on that money." So everything is fucking taxed. All your money,
and
you don't make free money.
That prisons are no longer privatized. So who owns them now? The government?
Probably.
All right, go ahead.
The government is big business.
So tax evasion would be a federal crime, though, right?
Yes, it would.
Okay.
Okay, so it depends on which elected official. It would depend on which the federal, state, or city government that would own that particular prison, because everybody would make money off it. Like, look at the prisons themselves. Look at where the prisons are. Lima, Ohio. Everybody makes money off the prison.
Oh,
you visit somebody.
Because they get money off of census because of the fucking prisoners, but the prisons have nothing to do with the city.
Right.
At all.
So the warden knows, the wardens has been hired in by somebody that they know, the prosecutor, the defense attorney, the judge, everybody. They want to keep, if they lose that prison, the warden's out of a job, the correctional officer out of the job, the food service people out of the job.
Yeah.
You know, by the way, Bob Barker makes Bob Barker, that's why I can't stand him even though he's dead now. Bob Barker made prison clothes, like the orange and blue jumpsuits his company made prison clothes. If you look at the tag, don't ask me how I know, that Bob Barker.
But can I ask you something? Why is
that?
that a reason not to like Bob Barker?
Yeah, because he didn't do somebody.
Somebody got to do
like
it.
Somebody,
that's the same problem I have with people, that rumor about Michael Jordan that they used to have about him owning a prison. Like, if he didn't build that prison, somebody's going to build that prison.
Yeah, I want you to answer that though.
Here's the thing. I just said, you know, if you don't like, but you know, somebody has to make their money.
He's involved in the prison system.
As far as in the prison
system.
Yeah,
we got a lot of people to hate.
It's a
but here's the thing.
That's like low level.
Right, here's the thing. It's like, but the point I'm trying to make is that everybody, if the prison would close down, everybody would lose money, and they don't want to lose that particular money because you're making, you know, America is a capitalist society, so you don't want to lose any money, especially if you invested in prisons. Now, if it's public prisons, then the government's going to make money. It depends on which government it is, city, state, or federal.
I think it's gonna end up being federal. That was my. Remember, I started off telling y'all this is my little conspiracy theory.
It's gonna be federal
because
first.
So I already had realized that all of those detention centers can easily be turned to prisons. I mean, there isn't much adjustment to be made. They're built. They exist. Easily operated. People we know are willing to run them because we know how people will view certain people of color because somebody said what you did was illegal.
Exactly.
so people will definitely sign up to operate these things. That won't be hard. And how many people have been out of work?
And work for them. Like the average CO that works in County Prison makes $19.50 an hour. Think about think about think about how many people would sign up to make, you know, there was a company that was supposed to be a hemp plant company that was supposed to make stuff out of hemp that I was supposed to be involved in. The starting wage was $15 an hour. They were paying every week. Look how many people sign up for Amazon when they start paying every week. So there's the thing about it is like one way or another, if you don't have your own business, you're going to do something to get the American dream because it's out there. All you have to do is work for it, right?
Yeah.
Lies.
I mean, it's a hustle.
It's a hustle. It's a big ass hustle.
And I can tie in the code thing I was telling y'all about with the algorithms. Why? Guess who they gonna target and how y'all? They would target you to see who they about to go and arrest. The people that don't fully know their rights because that's what the fuck they do anyway.
Right. And the thing about it is like
that's exactly what happens anyway.
And the algorithm also pushing foot traffic for businesses and push you to buy some stuff on Amazon and on your Amazon, the Prime TV. And the thing about it is when I went out first time in a long time I shopped in Whole Foods, I can use my Amazon Prime. I didn't know that to get the discount to keep bringing you back. And your EBT cards. Somebody got out like, here's the thing, I'm gonna rebuild this about myself. I gotta prove some money for some EBT. Now EBT is everywhere. You can use your EBT because that's money that they're getting back. Making money off of the stuff that you're supposed to be getting for free, like the stimulus. The reason they gave you the stimulus is because they want that money to go back into the economy because everything was shut down during the pandemic. Why do you think some restaurants are starting to deliver liquor to your door?
Yeah.
And some restaurant.
Yeah, I mean, we are in the process of just a switch over anyway, because everything's just going virtual.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of people that didn't even go back to work. They found, man, there's a lot of people that found other shit to do. Sound like, or look like you got something.
Right.
When y'all get that free fucking money, figure out something to do to flip that money. Because regardless of whether or not you know
Get a
your
stash
rights,
account or Fidelity or something like that.
I mean, figure out something.
Know what you doing
Right.
first.
Figure out
Like practice
something.
with like a couple $100 first.
Yeah.
Like don't go crazy. Just
Do
because
something.
you see a perception of other people winning on social media, or yo.
You can
listen.
Because
You
they
can
say
win in
they
the
get money
long
off these
run.
stocks, man. I'm
Man,
sorry, Miles.
figure out something that you can do to get, and then put it in maybe your grandmother's and to get a business started up that you always want to do. Because in the next 3 years or something's gonna happen, and when they do, just make sure that you're able to, save something. Because even if you know your rights, I'm gonna tell you, we've known people that have said they got hit for tax evasion with a good lawyer, and the lawyer and the judge said, we understand you didn't understand X, Y, and Z. And we understand that the person that did your taxes ran off with the money and they weren't paying your taxes on X, Y, but you're still going to jail. That Joe, that's how he went to jail. Because the person that was doing his taxes wasn't paying his taxes. He ran off with the money. Fat Joe ain't know until he went to buy a Bentley. And they was like, some shit that you owe some money on, my nigga.
Oh, by the way, a judge will tell you, and I know plenty of them, that ignorance doesn't mean that you're still not exceeded from punishment.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
So
Yeah.
just because you're ignorant to the law, that doesn't
Isn't
mean
that
that the
crazy?
punishment still is going to hit your ass.
That's wow. They make laws that they expect us to fully abide by. We don't fully know them to the point you gotta hire somebody to defend you in the court of the law.
Yes. That's why it's important, and I always preach this to your local officials. You go to the polls. I understand how you feel about the presidential election.
No, actually, I was gonna say I was going off of what I was thinking of how exaggerated or exhausting it is that there's so much law out there we don't know all of it.
Know.
No. I'm good with the local level voting. I'm not.
Right, no, that's what I say that to everybody. Yeah.
Thinking of
There's too many laws out there. There probably is a law for cow tipping. You can't do that shit.
I was on the conspiracy theory show. I don't know if y'all know, because somebody on there didn't. It's illegal. Well, somebody had commented and said in Ohio it's not anymore, but it's illegal to collect rainwater in some places.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't
Nigga, dude got pulled over because he had a thing hanging up, the air freshener.
Right.
That's illegal where he was at. That air
Well,
freshener.
it blocks your view of your windshield. Now, I'm not saying it's right. Hold on. What I'm saying is it obstructs part of your view.
Don't the rear view mirror do the same thing, though?
Exactly.
Don't the rear view mirror do the same thing?
I feel you.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
So wouldn't that be illegal?
By the way.
Because I've questioned that.
Right.
Because I'm so short. Like, why does
the
fucking
rear view mirror. You just mentioned something. The Dante Wright got pulled over because he had an air freshener in the back of his rear view mirror in the car that he was driving. That's how he got shot and killed.
Yeah.
Because
it was illegal.
Because it's illegal in Minnesota. By the way, I'm not visiting Minnesota anytime soon. Because if you let this dude Chauvin go, y'all not gonna have a town left. Y'all not gonna have a state
I
left.
can't say that because we gotta reflect back to last year with the protest that
They burned down a police station.
Yeah, they no, Minnesota. We know Minnesota will pop off if they want to. The thing is, it's been so long now. You're so calm and distracted because you're getting so much money in your pocket. And unfortunately, I gotta end the show right there with that. Thank you to Larry for joining us. I want you to go ahead and give all your handles where everyone can find you and when.
Headline Nerve DJs, www.nrv1081.com. Every Wednesdays from 6 to 8. Headlines and Headaches, voiceofradio.com. Every Friday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Also, I'm on Anchor, Larry Gardner, G Productions. I'm also Twitter, Larry Gardner 2. Instagram, Larry Gardner 3131. Facebook, Larry H. Gardner. Henry Gardner, all that. Yeah, so I'm pretty much everywhere on social media.
Wait, I don't even mean to stop you though. Did you get everything?
No, he got about 5 more minutes.
No, I literally meant, I'm right.
Here's the thing.
He gonna be like, man, Larry Gardner on Roblox.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I probably fucked you all up.
No,
if he got PS5.
Right. No.
Nigga.
And if you want to call me, personally, telephone number is 216-556-4836.
Look, Mike Jones. Yeah, goddamn it.
No, I respect it though. I do, because not everyone utilizes
Listen,
all social media.
listen,
So,
here's the thing. I'm part of the National Association of Black Journalists, the Greater Cleveland Association of Black Journalists, so I get a lot of information. Shout out to Kevin MC Chillher, who's the president, Harry Boomer, Russ Mitchell, all them. Yeah, so it's the thing about it is like, it's a lot of, like, there's not a lot of, I appreciate you, Maz, for doing what y'all doing, because there's not a lot of African American people that will say the real, and we in this together.
We ain't scared. What you gonna do? Shit,
Don't
watch
do,
our show? Ooh, no.
Well, watching the news, they can shoot you
Well,
and get away with it.
there's that. They do.
What did Farrakhan say? They
People
can't.
off and get away
Right.
with it.
What did Farrakhan say?
They'll kill people off and then put out like 40 or 50 years later a documentary saying like, "Yep, we did it."
Yeah.
I'm still surprised about that Malcolm X shit that was on Netflix, where they actually knew who
They
did
knew.
it. The whole time was like,
No.
let's not discuss
Oh my
that. I'm
God,
like,
we ain't got
nigga, what?
What
Wait a
happened?
minute.
We had someone
We already
running.
knew.
No, look.
Captain Obvious.
Cory Booker was on that fucking documentary. This motherfucker was running for president.
Cory Booker was on. Yeah.
He was running for president.
Mm-hmm.
And you knew and acted like he didn't. He had the fucking guy that killed him in a fucking commercial for his fucking campaign.
Every time some
Did
shit
y'all
happens,
not see that part? Because
Yeah.
I didn't see anybody discuss it.
every time some shit
Yeah,
happens,
because
Oh my God, we have to end this episode.
there's so much to discuss
There's
about
so
this.
much to discuss.
About
We not
just
gonna
watch
do
the
that,
people
girl.
you will.
man, the dude Judas
Watch-
from Judas and the Black
Right.
Messiah, that nigga,
Right,
Oh, we gotta
They
end.
said,
We gotta
oh
end. We
my
gotta
God.
end again.
Yeah, he
Thank
killed
you.
himself. He didn't kill
Thank you,
himself.
yes.
he didn't kill himself till the interview was over.
Information will be below and probably.
I'll be
caption,
back.
'cause he
Y'all
has
have me
a lot.
back. I'll be
Yeah,
back.
Yeah, we gotta have you back. I am BLK Pepper Potts.
I'm Maserati for the Maserati Show.
Son of a bitch. It says Fall Through
It's
Stu
Fall Through
216. If you're watching on Monday, you're watching at 8 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube at Fall Through the Stu 216. If you're watching live, you're watching on Saturdays, 4 p.m. ish. Thank you again for tuning in. I usually just say we don't have an ending, and
If
Maserati Show. Make sure
Oh,
you
you
tune
know
in to the
what?
Maserati Show.
I got a perfect ending. If nobody tells you that they love you, we all love you from here, from Fall Through the Stew. And thank
No,
you
I
very
know.
much.
I don't love y'all.
fuck that.
I do not love
Or
y'all.
or what they said.
No,
I do
like
not
you.
love y'all.
Fuck your ass.
Y'all will talk shit. Y'all be talking shit about people. I don't care who
Put
it is.
another disclaimer up.
I don't give a fuck. I do not love y'all.
Another disclaimer.
No, I said,
There's
I'll
like
be
4,
like-
5, or 6, especially when he said something.
nah, fuck that. We out here lying to these people's people. Alright.
We still on camera?
Yeah.
I don't want to be like, hey, fuck these niggas.
Shit, I said.